Okay, well, hello everyone, and welcome back. Uh, so just a few kind of programming announcements before we dive right into what I would consider my favorite visual novel ever is you know, I took a big break. I don't really know what I'm gonna be doing in this period of time. I think it's gonna be a lot of visual novels. Uh, just because I've recently gotten back into them a lot. But a few kind of announcements. So I'm not really feeling the whole video game playthrough or review right now. So we're gonna do this. And honestly, I think if I think about what I actually want to do, I think it's podcasting, but I don't have the time or the space, two very precious resources in this life that I just don't have right now. But I think that's kind of at the end of the day, once I have more of those precious resources, I think that's kind of the direction I want to be heading in. But I felt like I wanted to do something now in the meantime, and I think this is going to be it. I had just finished recently the main route of Root Letter on my Vita, which kind of provided the inspiration for this step. Hell of a game. If I can, I don't know. I'll have to look later if there's like a version of it available that I could actually do on my channel, because I'd love to do that. But for now, we're going to start with this. And for the foreseeable future, I guess we're going to have some story time. So if you want to stick around for that, feel free to. Love to have you. If you don't, feel free to mosey on and get on with your life, buckaroos. But yeah, this is let's hop in to If My Heart Had Wings. So excited. And you'll see why very quickly, why this is my favorite. I mean, the visuals in this are just absolutely stunning. So if visual novels are your thing, you're in for a treat. And I see my cursor there. I'm going to get rid of that real quick. Oh, it's been a while. Okay, cursor's gone. And I turned off the voice. There is voice acting for this, but I wanted to do some work. And also, I'm not proficient in Japanese, and I'm not sure that my audience, a lot of it is. So, hey, maybe though, maybe. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some reading here. So let's hop to it. The bicycle road race is known as a really harsh sport. The hill climb in the middle is hell too. While putting strain on every muscle in your body, you have to continue pedaling without any brakes to climb a steep hill. Pedaling! At that time, I always think, I can't do this anymore. I'll make this race my last. Even though I think that every time, in the end, I still take part in the next race. That was like me for acting in high school. Every single time, I mean, the week of the play and kind of the week leading up to it too, were just hell. And every single time I was like, it's not worth it. I hate how I feel. I don't want to do this again. And then for some reason, there I was auditioning for the next school play or musical. I've endured severe training so that I don't put my feet down halfway through the hill climb. Why do I do that? Because once I finish the hill climb, I'm waiting for my reward. Here we go. Going so fast. Slow down, bucko. Nothing compares to the feeling of cutting through the wind as I race down the downhill section at blistering speed. At that moment, I feel an incredible rush. Then I realize that I have forgotten about everything. The pain of the hill climb, the strain on every muscle in my body, and the days of hard practice. It's not a matter of whether I win or lose the race. I just enjoy it, and that's why I continue to ride. That's how it should have been. Ugh, those windmills, man. I still didn't have much life experience at that time, and it was something beyond my imagination. Suddenly, without warning, something was taken from me. I could also say shut away or lost. However, to directly express the emotion I felt at that time, taken is the word that fits best. I like that distinction here because it's like, so we're about to find out, and this isn't a big deal. This is just, one of the crucial plot points in the exposition that explains why the protagonist finds himself in the situation he does for the buildup of the story. But basically, right, he's in a bicycle race accident. Um, and so this idea of taken, right? There's not a force or an actor that does that action, right? That action is imprecise. It's not accurate to say that something was taken, but that's how it feels. When something of that nature happens and your life drastically changes, or your life drastically has to change. It does feel like someone or something, some force out there precipitates that or causes that to happen. Sometimes we blame God, sometimes, we might blame a specific person, but that's the exact word that, though imprecise, feels so accurate. So there was one thing that I learned. Life isn't all about having fun. No, it sure as shit ain't. I gained a lesson in life. The thing I lost was everything. Wow, okay, overdramatic much. I let myself get depressed about this, but I should have thought about it a little more. If something could be taken from me so abruptly, then something could be given to me just as suddenly. I mean, sure, if you want to be life's little bitch, just wait for things to be taken or given. The wind blew, a gentle but strong wind. It would not be unreasonable to call it an encounter. What this could be the start of, even now, there's still no way for me to know. Ah, here we go. The windmill is turning. People are overwhelmed just because of the size of such enormous things. This unnatural silhouette serves a function, but to those who don't know what it is, or what that is, it would appear to be something very bizarre. With so many lined up like this, it can be said to be even more overwhelming. But why is that? The sight of the white windmills lined up on the green hills somehow seems so picturesque. This is amazing, to think that something like this could be made. At the very least, 5 years ago, there was nothing here, just a wide open space. I heard they were going to build a large-scale renewable energy research facility. The cell phone in my pocket vibrated to tell me I had received a text. It's from Anchan. To Aoi, did you arrive here already? Sorry, I couldn't come meet you. My name is written using a Chinese character read as Aoi. It's a difficult character and is often mistaken for Midori. Incidentally, whether it is Aoi or Midori, it is often mistaken for a girl's name, which causes a few problems. I'll quickly write a reply. Big plot point! I hardly ever use text, so I find the key touch awkward to use. I got here a little too early, so I'm just going for a stroll. The windmills are amazing. Okay, send. The reply came quickly. They're great, aren't they? It's the new famous spot of Kazegaura. If you have any problems, contact me anytime. Anchan. So right, Kaze is definitely in the name. That's wind. So this, I wonder if it's just as simple as translating to like Windmill Hill or something. I don't know. But definitely invoking that sense of wind that's very obviously characteristic given the windmills here. Thank you, Anchan. As I sent the text, I sat down on the grass. This place is on the hillside, so from there I was able to gaze at the lake and the town that stretches across the opposite bank. The rapid redevelopment of the town of Kazegara meant that the remnants of the old buildings from the Showa era are intermingled with the modern architecture. The view expresses both the past and the future at the same time. Huh? Just looking at the visuals in this game just make me so happy. And I think a lot of that is because there's just so much blue sky. And especially playing this in the dead of winter when it's been so snowy, so just depressing, so cold. It's like, fuck, look at this. Like, I'm ready for spring and summer. I don't like hot weather, but I am fucking sick of this winter. Something white flitted across my field of vision. For a moment, it looked like one of the windmill blades had come flying off, but there's no way that could happen. I mean, never say never. Is it a paper airplane? I got up and headed down the slope to look for it. The paper airplane, gliding gently, eventually lost its momentum and descended. Gotcha. I ran ahead of it, did a small jump, and caught it in midair. Where did this come flying from? Judging by direction, it had come from the top of the hill. At a time and a place like this, could there be something here besides me? Or someone here besides me? Probably something. Maybe not someone. I took the paper airplane with me as I climbed up the slope. Just as I was able to see the top, a sudden gust of strong wind blew the paper airplane out of my hand. Hey, wait! I chased after the paper airplane and ran up the slope. Look at it! Look at it! God damn. This game does make me so happy. Then, just as I finally caught it, there's our first heroine. So I do believe, if I remember correctly, we're locked into her route for the first playthrough. Personal opinion, she's great. I love her character. Absolutely not best girl for me. We will meet her shortly, and I will specify. I will identify. There was someone on top of the hill. It was a girl sitting in a wheelchair. Looking fleetingly into the distant sky, a sudden breeze blew her hair and she combed it back with her fingers. Against the background of the blue sky and windmills that spread across my view, the girl's black hair and white blouse looked incredible. It was as if I was looking at a completed work of art. Damn, girl! The girl noticed me. At first, I thought I should make an excuse for why I was there. It was like I had stepped into her world without permission, and I started to feel guilty. She's not saying anything. Some guy had just suddenly appeared, so perhaps she's being cautious. To show her the reason why I had come here, I held out the paper airplane. Did you throw this? Yeah, no littering, bitch. The moment she saw it, her facial expression stiffened. She looks like she's welling up. Suddenly, tears appeared in those delicate eyes. Huh? What? The tears that had welled up in the corners of her eyes came running straight down. So it got to you. As I watched, great big tears came rolling down her cheeks. Huh? Hey! Without thinking, I walked up beside her. What's wrong? Do you hurt somewhere? Shakes head. As she shook her head, she touched the hand that I had unconsciously held out as if she were clinging to it. Her hand was small and trembling. I was scared. Squeeze. She gently squeezed my hand. It's okay now. I didn't even know what the situation was. However, as I answered, I squeezed her hand back. Quack, quack. I love it. Chicken? Question mark? Peck, peck, peck. Ow. Ouch. Before I knew it, there was something like a chicken at my feet, and all of a sudden, it started pecking me. Gah, gah, gwah! Peck, peck, peck. Obviously not a fucking chicken, by the way. Ow, that hurts. What is this thing? Stop. Stop that, Hat. Hat, as it was called, calmed down at her command. Quack. So cute. Is it a duck? Yeah, there you go, bud. With a yellow beak and white feathers, it was a duck that looked like a... No! I don't know if this is just not well translated or what, but no, it absolutely does not look like a chicken. For some reason, it was wearing a hat. Yeah, that's something to marvel at. That's not typical of ducks or chickens. I'm sorry, it's because I was crying. It seems like he mistakenly thought that you made me cry. Ah, so this is how surprising it is to be suddenly attacked by an animal. Life lessons with Howie. However, thanks to that, it looked like she had stopped crying. Is a towel okay? Huh? I don't carry a handkerchief around with me. You're gonna have to, buddy, with all the babes that are gonna be hanging around you pretty soon. As I said that without waiting for her to reply, I took a hand towel out of my bag. Of course, it had been washed, so it was clean. Thank you. Why were you crying? If it hurts somewhere. That's not it. As she answered, she pointed to one of the wheels of her wheelchair. It had lost its air and had collapsed. You got a flat tire? Because of that, I've been stuck here. I've been here for an hour already. That's a terrible thing to happen. Just a mere flat tire for her is like having her legs taken away. Don't you have a cell phone? What, are you poor? I left it in my room. She answered, dismayed. That's why I thought of another way to call for help. That way, if there is someone who can get my SOS and come here for me. SOS? Oh, this? I opened up the paper airplane that I still had in my hand. I'm in trouble. Someone help me. I'm on Windmill Hill. So when someone arrived carrying the paper airplane, she felt relieved and started to cry. Now she was fine, but until just now, she was shaking. That must be how scared she was. Hold on a moment. The bag at my feet rustled as I rummaged around inside it. When she saw the tools that I had taken out, she seemed confused. Would it be okay for you to get out for a moment? Why? I'm gonna fix it. You can't go anywhere if you have a flat tire, can you? Well, yes, but, would you be able to give me a hand? Of course, getting out of the wheelchair is not easy for her. What should I do? I also like that he's willing to help, and he, clearly, she knows, right? She has learned from her life with this condition that she can ask people for help. And he's also sensitive enough to know to ask, how should I help you? How do you want me to help you, right? What kind of help do you need? He's not just going in and saying, we need to get you out of this chair and trying to lift her. He's asking her, how do we go about this in a way that makes you comfortable, in a way that you actually feel helped, right? This interaction is so tiny, so seemingly insignificant, but it kind of illustrates how things should go when we're interacting with people who have any number of needs, any number of conditions that the world just doesn't naturally cater to. I don't know. So many reasons to love this game. From the methods I'd seen on TV, the care workers do it by embracing them from the front. We both looked as though we'd imagined that situation and froze. I think I'll do it myself. Excuse me a moment. Huh? Eek! As I put my arms around her sides, to her back, I suddenly lifted her up. Huh? Whoa, she's so light. Because she was much lighter than I had expected, there was a bit too much momentum. Hup. Before she could grasp the situation, I put her down on the soft grass. Blushing, I'll have it done soon, so hold on a moment. There we are. There's Protag-kun. Sure. They're made in the same way as a bicycle tire. I immediately started on the repairs. She's behind me, so I can't see her expression, but I had a feeling I was being stared at with contempt. As I was quietly working, the duck was waddling around me and pecking at the soil. Is this duck your pet? No, he isn't. We're housemates. Housemates? I thought I'd go outside and he'd started to follow me. Hat, don't go too far. You'll get left behind. Quack. Do ducks recognize their own names? When he's called, he responds by turning around. Hey, he's pretty smart. Yes, he is. That's why he's so much trouble. He's always getting into mischief. As I looked at the duck, I saw her legs laid out on the grass in my field of vision. So she can't move them. There are a number of reasons why people need to use a wheelchair, but it looked like she had a disability in her legs. When I picked her up just now, her body stiffened up with surprise, but there was no strength at all in her legs. The duck returned from his little excursion. While walking around her, he would occasionally try to jump onto her lap. Get off of me, she said as she made him get down again. As I watched this exchange from the corner of my eye, I fixed the flat tire. Boys are great, aren't they? They always walk around with those kinds of tools. I only walk around with one tool. That's not really the case, though. Yeah. Need to have a reality readjustment there. I sometimes carry them with me. This is the first time I've sat on the grass in ages. It's soft and feels nice. As she said that, she made a little sound as she stretched, like a cat. This is a nice place, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I can see it from my window. I just wanted to come here, just once. The wind blows through here. 5 years ago, there were no windmills, though. 5 years ago? I've just come back to this town. Oh, really? She directed her gaze at something far away. So, you've come back to your hometown. Yeah. She suddenly looked down and seemed lonely and strangely sad. There was an awkward silence as I continued working. Quack? The duck twisted its neck to look up at the sky. What is it, Hat? Oh, here we go. She was tempted to look up too. Yes, let's all look up. I wonder what that is. What's that? Something is flying. There was something floating in the air. It was crossing the lake and gradually getting closer. That's not flying. That's falling with style. Look at it. Okay, at first, I thought that it was a paper airplane that she had thrown coming back to us. But it wasn't. It crossed the lake and eventually reached the air above the small hill where we were. An airplane? It's not paper, it's a real plane. But what is this? Its silhouette is much thinner than any plane I know, and the wings are really big. It's a glider. No doubt about it, that's a glider. Man, this game made me want to fly in like a glider or a sailplane, which could potentially be dangerous, but also like, I don't know, man. Just once, I'd like to do it, just to see how it feels. A glider? I repeated the name as if to confirm it, and then looked up to the sky once more. With its big white wings and wide silhouette, it reminded me somewhat of a seagull. Hey, look, it's turning. It's so pretty. The glider, ? Is continuing to turn leisurely above our heads. It's flying ever so slowly. Of course, it doesn't have any thrust. As it proceeded slowly across the blue sky, it seemed to be floating rather than flying. Yeah, falling with style. To fly on the wind like that. It looks like it would feel nice. Yeah. I do hate if you take too long with the text, like it just stops there. I mean, I get it, you know, from a design standpoint, but also it's kind of a letdown given the visuals and everything. Like, this isn't this isn't a criticism. It's just like we had to stop somewhere, probably. And here we are. And it's kind of a downer. It's coming down. The turning glider looks as if it had given up on rising and came down toward the top of our hill. I mean, it's not like it was coming down to land. It was just reducing its altitude. Why don't we try waving? They might notice us. Yeah. She earnestly stretched out her hand and waved toward the white aircraft floating in the sky. Hey! Quack. Yeah, we don't even know her name yet. Okay, we're back. We're back to the cool shit. I don't know if the pilot noticed us or not. However, the wings reflected a gleaming light, and it really did look as if it was answering us, calling out to it. Then the glider turned its back to us and flew away, back to the other side of the lake, where it had come from. It's gone, she mumbled sadly as she lowered her hand. Extend the little wings which fly in the sky highly. And scene. Well, that was the first scene of the game. What a doozy. Love it. I fixed the flat tire and went with her into the town. This is the residential area on the opposite bank of the lake to Windmill Hill, where we were just now. This place is nice. I'll take you back to your home. No, it's okay. It seemed like she was going to say but before she stopped speaking. For a girl with a walking disability, just because she was shown a little kindness, she can't bring some guy she hardly knows back to her house. Well, at least we have some damn sense. Thank you. Because of you, I was saved. Don't mention it. If your tire ever goes flat again, call me anytime. I only said it as a joke, but she blushed and looked down nervously. Quack? Thank you. If you're thanking me, you already did that just now. It was quite fun, like spending time with a friend. Yeah, me too. And I saw something unusual too. The glider that we had just seen was now flying in the air above the hill where we were just now. So did I. That's the first time I'd seen a real one. I now have some wonderful memories. She murmured quietly and giggled. Coupled with her cute and dainty appearance was her lovely smile. Well then, I'd better get going. Okay, take care. Sure. The wheels squeaked as she pushed the wheelchair along with her hands down an empty street. Behind her, the duck wearing a hat waddled along with her. Hey. She stopped her hands and turned to face me. See you again. She looked troubled and embarrassed, then left without saying anything. I also like the attention to any time a writer actually pays attention to bodies in space and kind of cues us in, especially when there's something kind of different going on here. The writer knew to add the detail and to pay attention to the fact that, other people, they stop moving their legs or their feet. She stops with her hands. And that's an important detail that's true about her and how her body moves through space. And it's good writing to kind of slip that in places, not, obsessively or frequently, but enough that we're it adds to the realism, and it also shows that the writer pays attention to or has this clear image in their head about the story that's unfolding, inclusive of the characters who occupy the world. It's such a small, simple, seemingly insignificant detail in the writing, but it's so nice and effective. She looked troubled and embarrassed, then left without saying anything. She sure was cute. Where is she from? Her appearance was quite graceful, as if she were the daughter of a rich family. A little lady with a duck. It was an odd combination, but they seemed strangely familiar with each other. Okay, I'd better go. Now I'm going to the dormitory called Flying Fish Manor. Due to certain circumstances, that place will be my new home. While walking along the gently sloping street, I look up at the clouds moving above. Floating so freely like that, they remind me of the glider. That distinctive silhouette had left a mysterious impression on me. Pause for water drinking. Oh man. Still a little sick, so yeah, that's a fun challenge. Huff, puff. I finally found it. This place, is this it? Flying Fish Manor. There's such a big difference between its appearance and its name. That's like giving a tough looking Japanese Tosa a name like Lily. At least call it Maison du Flying Fish or something. Ooh, that's why, even though I looked everywhere, I still couldn't find it. Because I thought, it's not this place. I completely ruled it out and then walked round and round this area. Even now, I still can't believe it, so I'll check the sign one more time. Flying Fish Manor, there's no doubt about it. Even so, I'm still not entirely convinced. I mean, I know a lot about this place. Oh, flashback time. It's an old European-style building on the shore of the lake, and because its appearance is a little spooky, when we were kids, we called this building the Witch's Mansion. As a test of courage, we'd often sneak into the yard. We just thought it was a rich person's residence, but it's a dormitory. Keifu Private Academy Student Dormitory. I can't just stand here in shock. Whew. Okay. I took a deep breath and stood up straight. May I come in? Wow, even fancier. Oh, hello. Oh, a visitor. Whoa! Suddenly, a girl in her underwear appeared before me, and the expression that I had tried so hard to straighten out crumbled instantly. May I ask your name? Why? She's the one who should be worried about having been seen, but why am I the one feeling under pressure? We don't accept door-to-door sales. What's up, Kana-chan? Looks like we have a visitor. A visitor? Huh? What? A guy? From inside, the other girl, this one was wearing clothes, showed her face, but when she saw me, she let out a hysteric scream. At the same time, the glasses she was wearing looked like they were about to slip off. Kana-chan, your clothes. Hmm? What is it? Uh-oh. They just keep coming. Another girl appeared. Oh, Yuka, this unknown boy saw Kana-chan's naked body. Okay, let's not, okay. What did you say? Huh? What? Huh? No, that's not it. Just like a god of salvation, my cell phone rang. The word mom was shown on the display. Excuse me a minute. Yeah, I'll just be a second, ladies. I'm coming back, though. That's a promise. I quickly pressed the button to answer the call while swiftly escaping outside. Mom, I thought you'd be at Flying Fish Manor and that things would have calmed down by now. What's it like? Well, the place is full of girls. And I saw one in her underwear. Of course it is. That place. Yeah? I had checked the sign over and over, but then I noticed some small writing in the corner. Girls' dormitory. Well, okay. This is a girls' dormitory. Oh, didn't I tell you? Did you do this on purpose? What is this? What kind of mother are you? From now on, I'm gonna be this place's dorm mother, aren't I? It's fine. The owner and the boarding students have all accepted it. Yeah, it seemed that way, didn't it? Just now, they were screaming at the top of their lungs. Oh, did you go into the changing room by mistake? That damn mother of mine. She's enjoying this situation. Creak. The front door opened slightly, and the girls from just now were peeking through. What's happening, Sana-chan? He's still here. When I called out to them, like a surprised turtle, they pulled their faces back inside and shut the door. What should I do about this? Well, this is the situation. Oh, so you're the new dorm mother. While I was explaining the situation, the boarding students, apart from the girl in the underwear who was putting on some clothes, surrounded me but kept their distance and watched at me. This is no good, is it? A boy being the dorm mother of a girl's dormitory. That's alright, isn't it? From behind the underwear girl, she was wearing clothes now, but they were pretty gaudy, were some girls who looked like they were hiding, but they were nodding and agreeing. If nobody comes here, that will be a bigger problem. Yes, that's right, but I just thought it would be someone older. Yeah. Incidentally, there is now one more person than before. She was kind of timid and looked to be the same age or maybe a year younger than me. Stare. What is it? Did you say your name was Aoi? How old are you? I'm still a student. From tomorrow, I'll be going to Keifu Academy. I'm in the 2nd grade. Huh, so you're in the grade below, hee hee. Hee hee, she said. What do you mean, hee hee? The person who came to speak to all of you is my mother, and, well, she kinda half-tricked me into accepting the job as dorm mother. My mom has a job connected to real estate, and her company manages this property. Well then, what should we do, Yuka? Should we change? If that's the situation, the person who seemed the oldest said so, and the other people reluctantly nodded in agreement. This is just until the owner-caretaker comes back or we find someone else. I apologize for the inconvenience, but for the time being, let's all try to get along. Once the conversation was over, naturally everyone left and went back to their rooms. Hey, I'm sorry. Everyone can be so childish and they got carried away in front of a young guy like you. I'm Kaneko Shigure. If you need anything, please ask me. The caretaker's room is at the end of the corridor on the 1st floor. Thank you very much. Was that all of the boarding students? There's the underwear girl and Kaneko who is with me now. Right, okay, same person. Okay. Yuka, the tall girl with the long hair, and Sana, the girl with the glasses. The timid one who came from the back is Ryoko. That's 4 people altogether. Well, there is one more person, but she's what you might call the reclusive type. I wonder if she'll come out of her room at some point. Oh. In other words, there are 5 boarders in total. The building is pretty big, but there are only 5 people living here. Come to think of it, my mom did say that there are quite a few empty rooms. It's old and a little far from the school, so maybe it's not that popular. Whew, I've worked up a sweat, so I'm gonna take another bath. Okay. Anyway, the conversation ended well, so I'll call my mother to let her know. Yeah, gonna have a few choice words with Mom. So in the end, we somehow worked things out. Really, that's good. I'll tell you this now, though. Keep your hands off the girls. What are you talking about, Mom? Well, as long as it doesn't cause any problems, it's okay. Oh, and also, I told you before, but one of them has a walking disability. Uh-oh. Flap, flap, flap. Suddenly, the sound of flapping wings came from down the hallway. Then a shrill voice sounded out. Wait, Hat. Quack, quack. Huh? Something big and white came flying down the hallway and from behind at breakneck speed. Was the girl in the wheelchair. Of course. Oh, I love these little illustrations too. They're so cute. Wait, you stupid duck. Give my panties back. Okay. That's embarrassing for her. Also, a little embarrassing to read. Quack, quack, quack. He looks so happy though. The big white thing, which somehow seemed like a duck, was flapping its wings and flew behind me. The girl in the wheelchair avoided all the obstacles in her path, in other words, me, and chased down the duck like a drift racer. I was so overwhelmed by the speed that I couldn't say anything. I've got you, Hat. Quack, quack. The girl in the wheelchair caught the duck at my feet and snatched away a small white cloth, possibly panties, from his beak. Geez, you're always playing tricks. If you do it again, I'll turn you into Peking duck. Quack. The girl put the duck on her knee and lectured him. I remembered seeing that before. However, it's somehow a lot different to the image she had during the day. In the daytime, she seemed more dainty and delicate. However, her appearance was the same. It's not often that you see such a pretty girl. Looks like your tire is in good condition. She finally realized that there was a guy standing there. Ah, hello, Allie. Are you listening? Ah, yeah. What was it? I was saying there's a disabled girl, so take good care of her. Sure, I got it. Okay, talk to you soon, Mom. I replied as I ended the call. Why are you... She got as far as saying that, but then realized that she has the small cloth in her hand and tried to hide it by stuffing it under her backside. Why are you here? He's the new dorm mother, Kotori-chan. Kanako, who was supposed to be having a bath, poked her head out. Really? What do you mean? I hadn't heard about that. Even if I tried to tell you, Kotori-chan, you hardly ever come out of your room. You mean the new dorm mother is a boy? Hey, look, is what it felt like she was saying as she relentlessly pointed at me. We already had this conversation a long time ago. The girl known as Kotori glared at Kanako like she was interfering. I'm the new dorm mother, Aoi Minase. I'm Kotori Habane. Kotori seemed to meet my introduction with reluctance. Quack. This is Hat, but you know that already. Quack. Hat turned to face me and flapped his wings. He's a clever duck. Are you really the new dorm mother? Yes, that's right. So you are against it? If she says she doesn't like the fact the dorm mother of a girl's dormitory is a guy, or the fact that we're the same age, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm homeless. Kotori closes her eyes and quietly takes a deep breath as if trying to focus her mind. Kotori? Forget about what happened during the day. Oh no, here comes the tsundere. During the day, which part? As much as possible. That's right, if I had to say. She stopped talking and stared at Kanako, who was standing behind listening. Kanako looked as if she was saying, okay, as she disappeared down the hallway. Yeah, take that bath, girl. That I made a careless mistake, and that I started crying. Oh. Okay. That incident was quite startling, and I remember it well. To see a girl— Hey, you're not supposed to! To see a girl's tears from so close like that is something I don't experience very often. I don't know what she thinks about it, but those tears were very beautiful. Okay, weird? Have you forgotten it? Huh? No, not yet. Well, at least we're honest. Forget about it, right now. Don't be so silly. When you say it like that, it just makes it even more strongly engraved in my memory. Sniff. Look, you're new here, so you don't know. Even like this, Kotori straightened her back, composed her expression, and smiled. And swish, with a natural gesture, she lifted her hair up. Don't you feel my cool allure? What's allure? Ah, allure. I just said it a bit wrong, that's all. Oh, I've heard that word before. I'll say it again. Let me do it again. I love it. She said that and then straightened her back and made a composed smile again. Okay, that's enough. I get it, all right? Grr. Geez, you're such a jerk. Nitpicker, lowlife. Kotori used just about every insult there is, then turned her wheelchair around. Then she hurriedly raced back down the hallway and back into her room. Quack. Along the way, Hat, who had been thrown off, chased after her and entered the room through a small door. Maybe a special door built for ducks? Built into the bottom of the main door. I looked on in disbelief. I don't need to say this, but the dainty and delicate image that she had in the daytime had completely crumbled away. A delicate bud was beginning to sprout, and we shared a fleeting love. But cool allure. Right. When I remember lifting her hair and being so full of confidence. Oh, when I remember... Should it be when I remember her lifting her hair and being so full of confidence? I feel like I could burst out laughing. She's so funny. From the beginning, everything's been so messed up. From tomorrow, it looks like things will start getting interesting. I really felt that prediction would come true. My first job as dorm mother. That is, to make breakfast for the boarders. Munch, munch. That's some good eating. Owie, you're good at cooking. Can I have some more rice? Sure, a big bowl, right? You know it. I'm pretty confident in my cooking. Until recently, I was living with my father, who was ordered to transfer to the country, and every day I helped with the housework. I was in charge of preparing the meals, and it's not like I hated cooking or anything. That's one of the reasons why I accepted the job as dorm mother. So the others don't need breakfast, huh? Since just now, no one has come into the dining hall. Sometimes there would be someone walking through the hallway in front, but they seem to be sneaking around. Kanako looked toward the hallway just as the oldest boarder, Yuka, was peeking in before swiftly dashing off. Geez, they're all so naive. They still haven't gotten used to boys. But Keifu is a co-ed school, right? Even if you go to the same school, you won't see them with their bedheads and faces without makeup. I see. It seems that a guy being the dorm mother of a girls' dormitory will have its problems after all. There is a reason why I accepted the job as dorm mother at Flying Fish Manor. Not long ago, the owner-janitor collapsed. It sounds like she's pretty old, and as well as straining her back, she caught a summer cold, which became aggravated. Oh no. The owners soon began looking for a replacement, but it was hard to find one. Then she sought help from the real estate company where my mother works. This is one of the properties that my mom manages and is an old acquaintance of the owner from decades ago. She nominated me for this job. Sounds like nepotism? Just as I was planning to come back here. On the documents, my mom is the one responsible for this place, but she got me to carry out the practical duties, in other words, the work of the dorm mother. Then, that became the condition for me coming back to this town. As always, she's very crafty, but I wasn't really against the idea, so I accepted it. If I'd known it was a girls' dormitory, of course I would have refused. Yeah, okay. This place is old, a little far from the school, but the rent is cheap. Apart from the food and admin expenses, it costs next to nothing. That's why it would be a big problem for me if I couldn't stay here, and if in the worst case scenario, the boarders won't be able to go to school. So for now, it seems that everyone has accepted a guy as the dorm mother. Thanks for the meal. Ooh, that was good. Kanako stacked up the dishes on the counter and licked her lips in satisfaction. Everyone will get used to you soon. Well then, I'm off now. She had eaten it all, not even a single grain of rice was left. To have people enjoy my cooking feels pretty good. I feel deeply relieved. I'm happy that things are going well. Ah, geez, I'd better get ready for school. In the entrance of the dormitory, there was Kotori. She was dressed in her uniform and looked like she was about to go to school. Morning, Kotori. Morning. Are you going to school? Shall we go together? Huh? Why do you want to do that? Why? Well, if you're worried about my legs, then there's no need. She put it bluntly as she quickly went out the front door. I don't have any friends at school, so I was just asking. Looked like we'd had a strange misunderstanding. Oh, here's the school. All right, we are gonna stop it here, friends, and pick up next time because school's probably gonna have a lot of developments, and next episode, we're definitely, if I remember correctly, we're gonna see Best Girl. So look forward to that if that's your thing. If not, I totally get it. It's a bit weird, but yeah, we'll pick up next time. Peace out, y'all.